This is Pat Iyer with Annie Notestein. We have just finished a podcast. Annie is a certified integrative life coach, and she specializes in the area of self-confidence, the inner critic, negative self-talk, and how those factors affect your own sense of competence and your ability to cope with life's challenges and be a business owner. Annie and I were chatting about these concepts in the podcast and more. Annie, what were some of the key points that we covered in the podcast?
The first one is the difference between the inner critic and negative self-talk. I'm sure we're all familiar with negative self-talk. It's when you say, for example, I was really dumb to do that. And you might say it out loud, or you might think it. While the inner critic is when you hear a voice in your mind saying, you were really dumb to do that. And where the inner critic comes from is when we were little, that's when it developed. And that was to keep us safe. And so our caregivers would like us, approve of us, and keep caring for us. So the inner critic usually arises when we're about between the age of 5 and 8. And there's several kinds of inner critics that nurses are probably most prone to being affected by. And that's the belittler. So that's when you're not speaking up because you don't feel worthy that you're good enough to say what it is you want to say. So that might happen in meetings at work where you think, well, the people around me have such great ideas and my ideas, not very good. So I won't say anything. And another one is, comparing. That's a big one for a lot of people. Comparing yourself badly to other people, always having that measuring stick out. Another one is being a martyr, taking on lots of shifts, lots of double shifts, working until you burn out, and maybe still working then. People pleasing, wanting other people to like you. People pleasers excel at taking care of other people, but they often don't know what it is that they want themselves. Another one is the perfectionist, trying to do things perfectly, and then your inner critic, your negative self-talk beating you up when you don't perform perfectly. Overanalyzing, thinking, analyzing, and not accessing the other parts of your decision-making abilities, which include your intuition and checking in with your heart. Rescuing, focusing on what's challenging for other people, but not being willing to receive advice yourself. And another one would be the inner taskmaster, just working, having that to-do list, going to bed, and not being able to sleep because that list just keeps you just keep adding to it in your mind. Let's see.
I think you get the sense from the summary that Annie just gave us that we covered a lot of territory in this podcast with some specific examples about how these factors can disrupt your own self-confidence, your own peace of mind. I encourage you to watch Annie's podcast on our legalnursebusiness.com YouTube channel. You'll find that on YouTube. It's Annie Notestein. And take a good look at what she has to share. There's also instructions in the program description about how you can get the transcripts of our podcasts. If you prefer to go back and read rather than listen, we have that option for you as well, and a link where you can sign up to receive the transcripts. Annie, thank you for being on the show. And I encourage you, as the viewer of this segment or listening to this little highlight, this podcast trailer, come and listen to Annie and get some strategies and an understanding about how these factors can influence your self-confidence. Thanks so much.